talk golden to me.
It's my dream to have a golden beard.
Younger but looks older.
I'll even try a squat. Here we go.
Talk golden to me.
The 6 of clubs.
The golden.
Jason Derulo loves your opening.
I'm waiting for that lawsuit. Should be coming any second now.
Well, you're in the perfect environment.
It's for good press. We're waiting for it.
Good press.
It's for good press, right? That's what they tell us. All right, let's roll this. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to another episode of Talk Golden to Me. Your host, Evan Golden, Golden TV in the house. I'm going with the whole denim look, feeling a little Justin Timberlake-ish because we are talking music today. From the offices of the Berman Law Group, I have #1 Billboard Recording Artist, Kendra Erika. Get off me. Let's get to quad view. Whoever's watching, she is in the studio. Wow, you look magnificent. So much new music dropping. What's up, girl?
Everything has just been amazing. It's been a continuous flow of, creativity, which is what I always strive to do and to just be and just using everything that life throws at me and then channeling it into new music.
I love it. Do you pinch yourself sometimes, be like, wow, I am living my dream, my passion? I mean, it's got to be just so, can't even think of the right adjective.
Well, I mean, it's my life, and it's been, everyone goes through different journeys and different paths, but I really feel like I've done some major growth in the last few years.
Absolutely.
Me just being an artist and me as an individual, let alone.
Now, you've already had 3 songs in the top 10 on the Billboard charts. What kind of goals are you even setting next now?
Well, I started rehearsal processes for my tour coming up in the fall. We're kicking it off in August, and it's going to continue on until next year. And we're hitting stateside and also Europe, because that's like the cornucopia for dance and EDM is in Europe. So I would be a fool not to just explore that and to just tackle that.
Absolutely. Well, look, you're an international artist. This is not something that's local. So certainly the universe is the limit. You should be sending some of these songs out in outer space and get some jams out. I think they've done that before.
Oh, of course. I mean, outer space freaks me out, but it's just a different realm.
So let's talk about how this came about. You've been singing, performing kind of your whole life, but you kind of maneuvered that and kind of switched gears into a more dance type of electronic. I don't want to categorize your music. You could do that for yourself, but kind of let's go to the backstory and kind of how you got to be a 3-time top Billboard artist.
Well, I started in classical training. An unknown fact about me and also like a kind of appreciative fact about me is that I was born tone deaf. I was, yeah. I had the confidence, but as far as carrying a song on my own, no, couldn't do that. My parents' friends were always dreading the latter part of their evening whenever they would come over, because I would put on shows and everything like that. But and that being said, I got into classical training, and that really set a foundation and really set me on a good path for vocal agility and to just find my voice. And I started in, like everyone else did, I was in school productions and whatnot, community theater, and then I just started branching out. And actually, this is a shout out to Renzo's in Boca. He actually gave me my start to perform locally. I did Time to Say Goodbye one night for a karaoke night, and then after that, he walked over with 2 glasses of wine from my parents, and he was like, I have a proposition for you. And so that's when I started my whole, local performing career and flow. And then from there, I just started writing and recording my own music, and every single producer that I worked with, it would just open everyone that I met led to something else and led to something else. And so now I'm with a great team out in LA, and I have a great team down here as well. So, and yeah, and every single couple of years, my sound has just evolved from like bubblegum pop to like being sort of more Lana Del Rey-esque to now being, you know, my own individual self, and having my own sound.
Who are some of your guest musical inspirations? Lana Del Rey?
Lana Del Rey, yes. Lyrically and sonically, Ellie Goulding, just because she's so down to earth. I love London Grammar, Solange. I've been listening to a lot of Inna lately. Super talented. And also Sam Smith as well.
That's a nice A-list roster right there for sure. This is called Word for Word with top of the Billboard Charts artist Kendra Erika. I'm going to say a word. You could only say the first word that comes to your mind. If I say a name, again, say the only first word that comes to your mind. And we will begin now. Lady Gaga.
Talented.
Golf.
Gopher.
Gingers.
Me.
Sex.
Yum.
Chocolate.
No.
You don't like chocolate?
I have caffeine sensitivity.
What? What's that? You don't drink coffee? Nothing?
No.
Nothing.
Nothing.
All right, let's get back to the game. I want to find out more about caffeine sensitive. So you're natural high, natural energy. I don't drink coffee either. I like water.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to the game. Ready? I'm going to say a word. You say the first word that comes to your mind. Ready? Poison ivy.
Red.
Love.
Existential.
Boca Raton.
Here.
Music.
Note.
Dancing.
Feet.
And that is Kendra Erika. She just killed it in word for word. Thank you for playing that game. You got 100%. You passed, by the way.
Awesome. Honey.
Tell me about the music industry. Is it something that you like dread? Have you I mean, you're obviously still learning. You're still young still, but you hear horror stories.
You do. And think the universe or whatever is up there, that I've never been involved in any sort of, scandal really, but I've heard the stories, and me just being an empathic soul, like I feel for that, and it actually gives me motivation and drive to want to make a difference so that young people, or anybody for that matter, no matter what the age, doesn't have to go through some of that, because no one really deserves that.
Well, I think what you said earlier is that, you've built a team around yourself, and a good team. And
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about a couple of things kind of maybe outside the music industry, because I think you are an excellent people reader. I follow you on social media, and you talk a lot about energy and kind of the soul and the aura, and that's something you're very a deep person. It seems like you really connect with everyone you're going to work with or perform with. Tell me a little bit more about kind of the inside of Kendra Erika, from the heart to the soul to the body, the energy.
Well, yeah, I am a deep thinker. I'm such a heavy thinker. My mind is always going, but that lends itself well to what I do creatively. I have a really strong intuition, and it's something that I've not necessarily I've always felt it, but as I've gotten older, it's like fine-tuned itself, and so now it's just like this like living, entity in me that just that feels and reads, and then makes my assertions, and then it allows me to make the best decisions for myself, and not just for myself, but for everyone around me, because I see 10 steps ahead. Like I see the perfect society, like how, like where we could be, and that's just what I want to do for myself, because as you know, in the industry, in the entertainment industry, there's so many, false idols. Like, so many people like worship these products, and these brands that people have, made them out to be. But like, are you really a person, or are you just a persona being followed? And so I really just want to redefine that and change the course of that, so that it could just be more of a benevolence to humanity.
I think a part of your success is you get what you give. And where I've met you several times, not at like nightclubs or restaurants, but at charity events in South Florida, and you continuously give back. You are a humanitarian, you're very philanthropic, and people see that. So what made you kind of just take that route and being kind of so selfless and always kind of contributing back to the community? Because it's something I recognized the day I met you.
Well, like I said, just in that sort of redefining aspect, the whole saying, like, sell your soul, sacrifice your soul. Well, has anyone like sacrificed their ego? And we all have one, and it's the right time and right place to channel it, especially creatively and aesthetically. But I never want anything to be unbalanced, because if I'm being successful, I want to just like spread it out. I want to give back, just so it restores the balance in the environment and in the world and in the community and in the community at large. So, and thanks to my parents for exposing me to things such as like the Rotary Club and George Snow and everything like that, and taking me to these different charitable events and whatnot. It's been really good for me as an individual to recognize that.
Yeah, I think it's something that, like I said, I recognized it when I first met you, and it's who you've become as a person, and it's translating into your music, and those vibes are definitely going into people. So listen, as a society, if we work together and give back and kind of care about the human race more and make better decisions, and I always say it's kind of cool to be nice. So
it really is,
right? People, hey, that's what I'm trying to spread. Exactly what I'm trying to spread. So back to some of the music, because this is, I wanted to talk a lot about that, because I think it's important to understand where the music is coming from and who the person is that's creating it. So
yeah, well, because I write everything that I do, and it's just been me and my producer, Damon Sharpe, and I always like to keep my collaborations just me and another person, because when it just becomes like too many minds and everything, it just loses the focus isn't on the artist creating, because then the artist isn't pulling their weight and not doing their job necessarily of being an artist and writing and creating from scratch. But every single thing that I do is like thought-provoking. I like my lyrics to be as socially redeeming and as substantial as possible, and I really want them to be as poetic as they can be. And I like to, not necessarily, because right now what's happening in music is that there's so much emphasis on, and you hear it like all the time on the radio. It's just like all about sex, money, like get this, get that, like, oh, I'm so hurt, like I'm so pissed off, blah blah blah. Like there's so much like anger and superficiality that's being spread amongst the youth, and you see it, and inadvertently it's like a serpent just infecting everyone. And so now, like, so many of the youth are dealing with, you know, depression, and the suicide rates are just like skyrocketing because of this like social engineering that's happening. And I want to just sort of be an evangelist and be like, and just point it out and, you know, wake people up in a way and be like, whoa, what's going on? So, and then just bringing people into that light, into that, and that potential of where they could be and where they could take their lives, and not focus so much on the comparable state that they're in, of comparing themselves to people that they're not so much relatable with. So,
well, we know it, but not many artists could do what you're doing because of their ego and their fear to not to be perfect. Mm-hmm. And it's a very crazy thing in our society right now. Your last Instagram post, I think, was about having like wrinkles or lines on your face at your age, right?
Yeah, it was yeah, because I saw that and I was like, oh my God, I'm 25, and like, oh my God, but I'm not an Instagram model, never will be, and so I don't want to look like a robot, because when you look like a robot, then you're just like, you're basically coining yourself as like the villain in a Black Mirror episode.
Wow. Well, you're brave and you're fearless, and obviously that's what it takes to make it, you know, in the music industry. But I appreciate what you're doing and what you're creating, and bringing positive entertainment. It can be positive. It doesn't have to be hurtful. It doesn't have to be, you know, deceitful, so to say, which, like you were saying, alluding to.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. So let's talk about the new song that just dropped. Oh my gosh, A Deeper Love?
A Deeper Love, yeah.
Wow. This is already on the Billboard Charts, so is it already ranking, or this is our next one that's breaking it?
It's it just broke into the Billboard Charts last week, and it's climbing.
Wow.
It's making its hike.
That is so exciting.
It's hiking up there.
So Kendra Erika did it again. You did it again.
I did it again.
Let's check out the song right now, everyone. This is A Deeper Love by Kendra Erika. Her new single. It is hot. Can we take our headphones off and dance a little bit?
Sure.
Superficial, vacant eyes on the living, socialize. I see potential in your mind. Touch me softly, it's not a crime. No more apologies. You'll find inside of me a deeper love, a deeper faith, a deeper love to restore the balance of your ways, a deeper dive to sink or swim in a world of she said, don't give a fuck about him, a deeper love. I'll get another surface with you.
Wow, that is Kendra Erika, A Deeper Love. I'm feeling that jam right now. Look at the smile on my face. Ooh, that's good. That is good. Unbelievable. That's a hot song. So who's that song about? Who's The Deeper Love about?
Well, it all goes back to who I am and my broader scope and my broader mind. Like the song itself is basically saying, like, I'll get under the surface with you, because there's a deeper love to be sought after in this world, and it's basically saying, like, take my hand, like, let's find this. Let me lead you into this, because I come from a place of love. I don't come from a place of, as you were saying, like, deceit or deception for that matter. Like, I really do come from a genuine place, and also the lyrics themselves, they reference the sort of Me Too movement in a way, because it's recognizing the fact that we're all human, and we all have human instincts. We all have primal instincts, and so it's basically saying, like, in a world of she said, don't give a F about him. So because in hindsight, what's happening is that the men are being overshadowed by this movement, and they're not being given a chance, and their voices aren't being heard. And so it's just like, why? Like, we're all human. Like, why does this, like, gender thing have to be such an issue? Like, we're all just in this together, really.
Wow.
And that's, like, the deeper love aspect of it.
No, absolutely. I like that approach, and I didn't know that was kind of the philosophy behind that and the meaning behind that song. So it's nice to hear it directly from the artist. You don't always get that privilege of kind of doing that, kind of dissecting a song and seeing the kind of the inner story behind it and what it means. But again, you continuously just drop in, top of the chart songs that have good positive elements, meaning, and something you could kind of play for kind of all demographics and all generations. I'm sure that's kind of your guys' kind of philosophy as well.
Yes.
Awesome. So if you have not heard any of our other songs, make sure you go to KendraErika.com, Kendra, ERIKA, KendraErika.com, and some of her other hit songs are awesome. Self-Control was your number one song, correct?
Yes, and that was, I didn't really write that one. That was Laura Branigan. It's a remake off of hers, but yeah, that was just like a milestone moment for me when it went to number one.
I want to talk about two feelings on that note then. The feeling of going on stage performing for someone. Describe.
Performing for someone?
Performing for an audience.
For an audience.
Yeah, we'll take that. I'm going to take that one from the top. I do want to find out two kind of things on that note. I guess one is if you could describe the feeling when you do perform live for an audience.
It's really interesting because when I get up there and when I'm in that moment, I actually, it's gonna sound crazy, but like I channel something, like my whole body is just like overcome with whatever it is that's opening me up to the world into what I can do, or not just like the world, but just like the audience in front of me. And so whatever that is, it allows me to become a more enhanced version of myself, like Kendra 2.0, if you will. And yeah, it's this crazy feeling that I get. So, and it's like sort of like indescribable in a way.
And the feeling when you first heard your song on the radio for the first time?
I was like...
Can we go back to that moment?
Yeah.
Let's hear about it.
It's sort of funny because, you know, you always see it. Like when I was younger, like I saw it, but I couldn't really, you know, hear the song or the exact way of how it was going to be played. But like it's sort of like the moment was always there. It was just waiting for me to get there and to experience it. So when I heard that, it was just like reassurance, and just like it just reminded me to keep going and to keep the momentum up. So.
Wow. Well, I can't wait to see what's coming more. I mean, you're so young and you still are just dropping so many awesome smashes. If you're not following Kendra Erika on social media, do it, because she's not just doing the model Instagram poses and just dropping her music. She's deep, just like Deeper Love. She's sharing her struggles just being a young female, what it takes to make it in the business, and you know, the body shaming, what's going on. She really is an inspiration for so many women and men out there. So I think it's so important that you're doing all this stuff, and you deserve all the success that you get because of how much you continuously give back and shed good positive light to people. So Kendra Erika, go on her website, follow her. No, you're welcome. You deserve it all. She's on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Kendra Erika Music right on Instagram. But if you go to kendraerika.com, it will link you back to the SoundClouds and her YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. She does it all. She's great on social media. And this is just the beginning for a young rising star based right out of here in South Florida, which I think should encourage a lot of people as well, that you don't have to be in Hollywood or Los Angeles to make it in the entertainment business. This is a young, aspiring, hardworking lady from Boca Raton that is now on the top of the charts again. What type of inspiration? Do you have any advice for young singers, people that want to break into the business?
First and foremost, please just get your education. That's very important. That's what my parents did for me, and I am forever grateful for that, because it allows you to be more relatable, and it allows you to expand your mind, and your mind is like your greatest power. It's your greatest like muscle, and to just be like, try to just get a normal up, not necessarily like normal, because that's like a very, you know, subjective term, but just stay grounded as much as possible, and to keep writing, and to not be afraid to see beyond your potential. Like, if you have an idea, like, take it further, take it to like the most like optimal level that it can be, and to always just, you know, take the world into consideration when you are writing and when you are creating. And this is like for not just for artists, but anyone in a field. Just take the world into consideration, and how your words and how you deliver yourself, how that will impact people.
How did you become so not afraid to be real? And I think so many people are fake right now. They put on, you know, fake book or whatever you want to say on social media or anything. But how did you say, I'm going to be real and fearless and show people all sides of me? Like, how did you delve into that?
Well, I always say everyone knows the yellow brick road. Everyone knows the yellow brick road, but in The Wizard of Oz, if you look at where the starting point for that, there's a red brick road. Where does that red brick road lead to? And so I just wanted to be a pioneer in that aspect and have that like entrepreneurial spirit of creating something for myself. And because my biggest fear is conformity. My biggest fear is being like everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not afraid to necessarily like have that fear or whatnot, but I don't have a fear of missing out. I only have a fear of missing out on the future. So
A lot of people suffer from FOMO.
they do.
I'm one of them. Nah, it's but it's a good thing for me. I try to just kind of not say no and go and try to live life to the fullest. So that is great. That's great advice, not only just for musicians, but great advice for the human race. So you're a deep, insightful woman. I have to bring you back on the show again, please, because you have so much knowledge and wisdom, and I love to get kind of spiritual and find the inner workings of people's brains and their thoughts, and I really like talking to you. So you going to come back?
Of course.
I love that. That is Kendra Erika on the Talk Golden to Me podcast. Let's get out of here with Self-Control, because this song is just so dope, but she's got plenty. Make sure you listen to Oasis. You can name drop. I mean, she got 30 songs out there, so we could go a list. But that is Kendra Erika, Billboard top of the chart recording artist. Support her, love her, follow her. Thank you for tuning in. If you are watching this, if you're listening on all those platforms, we appreciate it. Give it likes, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. We appreciate it. Till next time, Kendra Erika, mwah, we love you.
Thank you.
Talk golden to me. Don't tell Jason. Don't tell him.
As you're walking down the street of my soul, you take my step, you take